Ascent. I'm Molly Carmel, and this is the podcast I always wish existed. A bite sized, on the ground, spiritual note that can shift your thinking and your outlook on life. Because sometimes that's all it takes, just a small shift in what we choose to believe to make us a little bit more awake, alive, and ascending. So today I'm going to talk about something that's completely maddening, and also a little bit miraculous. You know, those times when life looks so good on the outside, but inside it's like there's something not okay. Like you can't quite name it, but you know it. It's like a little spiritual itch you can't scratch, and that restlessness that's telling you like something is up. And so, I have these really great summers. Summer does great by me. And I spent a month this summer at the beach surrounded by my family, my friends that are family. The ocean was our backdrop. It was like on paper perfect, except off paper, I was not perfect. Inside, I was what we call in the 12-step world, like restless, irritable, discontent. I was itchy, itchy, itchy spiritually. And it's really a terrible feeling when your life looks so shiny on the outside, but inside, you know there's something terribly off. And when that happens for me, my instinct, I don't know if it's yours, is just to go on a big search, a search for something big. I really, and this summer, I was like, I will do anything to feel better. I will take a pilgrimage to India. I will do a 5-figure mastermind. I will like quit my job and do a training. I just needed to find something that would get me unlocked and unstuck. And I was like really willing to go all the lengths. I really wanted like this burning bush moment. I wanted it badly, badly, badly. I wanted something big and grand. So, I did what I know to do spiritually. I just threw up a prayer, but I threw up a really clear prayer. I was like, I need a new spiritual existence. I need a refresh. And again, like I was ready to spend the money. I was ready to take off the time. I was ready to chase the light. And my beloved teacher, Carolyn Mace, always says that there's no such thing as an unanswered prayer. Just sometimes we don't like the answer. And I kind of love this story. I didn't at the time, but I kind of love the story because what came to me wasn't a grand revelation. Like it really wasn't. It wasn't a big, huge burning bush, even though that gets me really excited. It was actually this very small, tender whisper. Not a roar. It was just a little whisper. And it said, there's this woman who you sit in 12-step circles with, Molly. Someone I barely knew. Like she had just come across me a few times. I'd seen her a lot, talked to her twice. She's a very quiet, grounded, like the opposite of a burning bush, which is like probably why it didn't occur to me. And it said, go call Juliana and ask her if she'll guide you. That's what the note said. That's what the answered prayer said. Go call Juliana and ask her if she'll guide you. And I did, because I usually, even if I don't like it, I like to answer the prayers. So now every Tuesday morning at 8:45, Juliana and I sit in a coffee shop together. Two women. She's got nice coffee. I've got a hot coffee, and just a lot of exchanging truth. We read some books together. She tells me what to do before we meet, and I do it. And it's so beautiful. It's not a big mountaintop retreat. There's no incense. There's no price tag. It's just connection. It's just presence. It's just peace. And honestly, it is changing me. And I think it's because it's not some dramatic explosion of light, but just this nervous system regulating, slow, steady way that allows my heart to open and it allows my heart to be tended to. And I think there's a lesson there. And somebody who I really love, the pocket sage we're going to turn to today is Mark Nepo, and he's a poet and a philosopher. He's got a great book, The Book of Awakening. It's like a modern day spiritual classic, and he wrote it after surviving cancer when he had to really rebuild his sense of joy, I imagine. And here's the note. The key to knowing joy is being easily pleased, not cheapened or made simple-minded, but seeing with the eyes of the heart that small things are as meaningful as large, that we can be satisfied by what is before us. When we surrender our grand expectations, we return to the miracle of the moment, to the flower that opens, the friend who listens, the cup of coffee that warms our hands. The world doesn't need to be spectacular for it to be sacred. One more time for those of you in the back. The key to knowing joy is being easily pleased, not cheapened or made simple-minded, but seeing with the eyes of the heart that small things are as meaningful as large, that we can be satisfied by what is before us. When we surrender our grand expectations, we return to the middle of the moment, to the flower that opens, the friend who listens, the cup of coffee that warms our hands. The world doesn't need to be spectacular for it to be sacred. He's reminding us that joy isn't about big, shiny, burning bushes, right? It's not about the size of what we receive. It's about our willingness to be touched by what we already have. And when we release our insistence on how these miracles need to come to us, how the connection needs to happen, we start to see that grace is all around us. I swear, this woman, I mean, she's just been around me for a year. It's wild, And so when I read that, I was like, yup, And that's what prayer can really help us to do, to just soften, become easily pleased, and see the sacred in what's already here. I'm praying for a burning bush, and the universe just sends like a quiet friend, right? I want a big lightning bolt, and the universe is like, go have a cup of coffee, Molly. And, receiving help requires so much courage to ask. It makes us let go of control and release our ideas of how we think the answer should look, which is so hard. And it really requires us to open our palms and allow what's supposed to be placed in them to be placed in them, whether we like it or not, right? But when we can do that, something shifts. We can let go of our restlessness, our discontent can soften. And, at least in this story, I found for the first time in a really long while, this sense of like divine companionship that I really needed. I really needed a guide. So our word for today is receptivity. Receptivity, the art of letting life in. Like the willingness to unclench our fists, to stop gripping to our idea of how things should go, and just make some space for how they actually are. It's not sitting back. It's not passive. It's not waiting for something to happen. It's like this active openness to partner with life. I'm listening. I'm available. I trust that what's meant for me will find me, even and especially if it looks different than I imagined. Because receptivity is how we let grace in. It's the way we move from being restless to peaceful knowing. It's how we remember that we're always being guided. We always have been. We always will be. We just need to sometimes ask for clearer directions. So my question for you today, what prayer have you been waiting for an answer to? And could you try opening your hands just a little wider this week to see what might be already there? And maybe that's reaching out for help, slowing down so that you can hear quiet gifts, or just saying like, okay, life, I'm listening. I'm listening. Because sometimes the next step isn't about searching harder. It's about receiving what's already in front of you. So until next time, my friends, I am here rooting you on through the restlessness, the quiet, through every small sacred answer along the way. And if this episode resonated, share it. Share it with someone who might need the reminder that service heals both ways, right? And if you're like in me, I'm on Instagram, YouTube, or at mollycarmel.com. And you can always reach me at dailyascentpod@gmail.com. See you soon.